rather...
I feel the need to do this. Do they do this? I don't know. Listen to Zainab's words.
Hey, I'm Zainab.
And I'm Mia.
And welcome to another episode of Sprinkles and Spice.
And today we're dressed as your biggest nightmare.
Duania bros. We are here to solve your financial problems, to talk your ear off about cryptocurrency,
Give you the absolute worst advice with the most amount of confidence.
Welcome to our Halloween special. You guys are
Spooky.
in for a spooky, wild ride. We are going to be touching on the hottest topics right now. And then we are going to get into the hottest topic, Love is Blind, Habibi. Habibi. Go.
All the men that made all of your fears come true.
Yes. And then we are going to get into our Halloween special. Let's get spicy. Where
Let's
we talk
get
about
spooky.
Let's
you
get
mean?
spooky. Oops, sorry. Let's get spooky.
So first of all, let's start with what's been happening right now in the news. As you guys saw, the Victoria's Secret fashion show is back.
The comeback.
I have a lot of thoughts.
I'm not impressed. And I don't think the internet is impressed either.
No, not either. It looks really... the budget
What was the budget? Where did the budget go?
on K-Moss. And it was a package deal. It's like K-Moss and her daughter Lila.
No. I love how they're like, we're rebranding ourselves. Like a rebrand should be something better, elevated. Y'all were, it looked like a gym, a school gym.
Yeah.
And like they had everyone sit on bleachers. It looked like everybody was sitting on bleachers. And then you're literally bringing back all your models. You just added a few plus size models. I don't know. What are they calling them these days? Not plus size models.
I've diversity, is size inclusive?
Diversity. Yeah.
don't know.
Size inclusive models. Like two models that looked like normal bodies. And then Tyra Banks. We'll talk about that later. She looked great.
Pause. She looks phenomenal.
She looks phenomenal. But everybody was like, if Tyra Banks on America's Next Top Model was looking at herself walk the runway, she would read herself to filth.
Yeah.
Which honestly, like, I get it. Like, if you hadn't made all those nasty comments, I don't think people would have come for you.
Yeah.
But she looks good.
The internet does not forget. People forget, but the internet does not. The internet is
remembers.
actually the nightmare before on Elm Street. Is it called?
The internet remembers forever.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street Internet Edition.
Yeah.
ولا حد يلاقي التويتر مالي ويطلع لي مصايب ها؟ ترى ما عندي تويتر.
You better scrub your Twitter.
What do you mean? I don't have Twitter no more. I had to delete my Twitter because I have too many opinions.
Oop. My favorite though was Ashley. Oh my God, Ashley Graham.
She's the hottest woman alive.
She was the hottest woman on there. Period. I'm sorry. The Hadids.
I mean, they look good all the time. Honestly,
always
I
look
love
good.
them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not shocked. But Ashley Graham,
Ashley Graham.
she's so hot. It's
Like honestly,
crazy.
long overdue seeing her walk a Victoria's Secret fashion show.
I love the Hadids. But I've already seen them.
Yeah, baby. It was not. Honestly, there's nothing inclusive about it. Putting two size inclusive models on there does not make it like a revamp, a comeback, or, like it wasn't it. They missed the mark. We have a few comments from the internets.
The interwebs.
The interwebs. Hold on, let me find them.
Are we going to keep those hats on the whole time? Zainab, let's put on our thinking caps.
Whew, much better.
Oh, I can finally use my brain.
Speaking of use your brain, you guys don't forget to get your merch. You can get these caps from our T Plus store. You can find it in the link in our bio on our Instagram. If you don't know our Instagram yet, then what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Leave.
You're fired. So the comments are actually crazy because we all collectively agree and we all see through like their inclusivity campaign.
Yeah. And so Refinery29 posted something where they were like, why did they bring back the Victoria's Secret fashion show? And people had a lot to say. One of the comments said, underwhelmed, to be honest. Someone said, where is the show?
Someone said just because they have one or two models that aren't rail thin doesn't showcase them being inclusive. Like, it's actually true. Like, you guys, the majority of the models are by model standards very thin. And ما فهمت what was that inclusive? Like, what was that whole lie?
Someone said, did a high school gym host this? Looks like the dying brand ran out of budget when it was time to book the venue.
Putting a lot of resources into big moments. The audience is sitting on metal bleachers, y'all. The shade is crazy.
The shade is crazy. There were some people who had some positive things to say. Someone said, if you compare it with the old shows, I think they have taken a step forward. You have to start. I saw models of all sizes and I like that. There are shows where all the girls are equally thin. And of course, each brand is free to do the show it wants. Let's not forget that this is a show, a fantasy, a spectacle.
I understand why Victoria's Secret became a problem, like, and the shows became a problem. I think we started to see sort of an unrealistic standard, but I'm gonna say something. I quite like the original shows, like the ones from like back in the day with Heidi Klum and all that, like the really old ones before it became ultra glamorous, because you could actually see the underwear and they weren't wearing costumes that, I'm sorry, they're not selling that at Victoria's Secret. And the models, I mean, I think it was the era, but they did seem a bit healthier. Like you could see a bit more muscle. Like were they real thin? Yeah, by normal standards for sure.
I don't know if they looked healthy, honestly. I don't think there was anything healthy about that. The First of all, like the Victoria's Secret diet, like the way that they would train before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they would just brag about that and pushing that on women.
And not eating.
And not eating. And
remember that the day before, like we stopped eating.
Yeah. What? Or they would like go on like a smoothie diet for like a few days or whatever. And then they would do 2 workouts a day. Come on, that's not healthy.
Yeah, but they do it for the show. I mean, and they make it clear that we do this just for the show, just before the show. No. Is it a great example for like the impressionable teenage minds? No. Bearing in mind, I grew up with like the Victoria's Secret show.
We grew up hating ourselves because we watched the Victoria's Secret show, and all the boys wanted a Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah. And it was like at the sleepover, like when the Victoria's Secret show came, like, it was the night of the sleepover. We would all rally up, and it's like we're all eating junk food, and we're like slowly realizing we can't be eating this right now. We're like, oh, I gotta look at that.
I'm gonna put this down. Actually,
this is who I
go vom in the bathroom while I cry and hate myself. And think I will never look this beautiful ever in my life. That's why, honestly, when I saw Ashley Graham, I have goosebumps right now thinking of her. And I sent it to you.
That's my president.
Oof. She ate. She's so powerful.
She's so beautiful.
All hail Ashley Graham. Ashley Graham, we love you.
Ashley Graham for president of the United States.
She would be a better candidate than the ones they have right now.
Yeah. All right. Next up in Hot Topics, really tragic, Liam Payne passing away.
Yeah.
So obviously, when One Direction were at their height, I was in high school. So to me, like, I wasn't like a big crazy fan, but I liked their stuff.
I like their stuff too. Like I was
thought
older.
They had good songs.
Yeah. I was older, but my cousins were your age.
Yeah.
And I was like older sister to my cousins kind of vibe.
They had bops.
Yeah. And they were fans. They were hardcore fans. So I knew a lot about One Direction. And yeah, I enjoyed their music. I think we all enjoy One Direction to some extent. You know?
What was nice is you like as a girl, like they're so different that every single girl had a specific crush. I was obviously a Zayn girly.
Predictable.
So predictable. Still pretty much my type. But like it's just crazy kind of to think what happened. Like it is actually like heartbreaking in reality.
It is.
Especially because so we thought we'd get a reunion.
Yeah. Especially like Liam, because when they first started, Liam seemed like the most sensible one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders. He had an amazing voice. And then the way that he died was so tragic, and all the drama and everything that's coming out around it is just so heartbreaking.
And let's not forget, he's also a dad to Bear from like Cheryl. Yeah. So it's like, it's so sad. It's like you're leaving a little kid behind.
I think this is a prime example of what maybe going into the industry too young can do to you. I think having all the like the fame and the fortune and all of that at a very young age, I think this is unfortunately like the downside of it.
I mean, we saw that Aaron Carter.
The darkness, yeah.
But you know what's crazy is that I had a friend of mine say something the other day. She said, Mia, if you think about it, when someone gets famous at like 14 or 15, they never actually grow up because that's where their life stops. And all of what happens after is like it's happening to that person at that age. And I actually kind of see that. I'm like, yeah, because you don't really have the normal things that normal people go through. Yeah. Like you don't have to take out a mortgage, you don't have to go to work, you don't have to go to college, you don't have to figure out how to do a lot of things. Like you just get thrown a lot of money and a lot of people around.
And a lot of people are like
Using you.
trying to be in your presence. They're using you. They have agendas, and you're a child. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't understand.
Yeah. There are a lot of conspiracies around it, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, something that we also have to mention is that TMZ released the pictures of the body. My first initial reaction was like, so you're telling me TMZ released pictures that the family has to see? And they put them on the
I
internet?
don't know how they
Unexcusable.
did that. R.I.P. Liam Payne.
Yeah.
We are obviously heartbroken. That was really sad news. It was shocking when I saw it.
Yeah, and it's going to be so sad too because we will actually see One Direction, I imagine, reunite at his funeral. And that's unbelievable. He was so young. He was, I think, 31 or something.
I know. I got really sad. I think I teared up when I saw Zayn's post on Instagram.
Crazy.
Oof, yeah. I don't know about the other members. Did they?
They
say,
all
said something. But I don't know why Zayn was the only one that I read.
It's because of I don't know. There's something about that picture. I think it was really popular at the time.
On to a little more exciting topics. The moment we've all been waiting for, you guys.
You guys have highly requested this from us, by the way.
Not just everybody's highly requested. We've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
So we knew that there was going to be a Love Is Blind Habibi like months ago.
Yeah.
Months ago. We've been waiting for this.
We actually knew before it was public on the internet.
So we watched it for you guys. No, that's a lie.
That's
we watched it for
such a
ourselves.
lie. We watched it because by the way, we watch every single Love Is Blind.
do.
We think we're sociologists and we sit there and we comment
write
on people.
notes. My main comment though was that the men, like initially when I saw the men, I'm like, they all look metro. They're all, which Arab men, yes, they can be metro,
Yeah,
but
and
these men were a
compared-
bit too
That's the
metro.
thing. Compared to the usual Arab man, which we know Arab men like to take care of themselves, which we love. This was definitely like pushing the limit a little bit on metro for sure. Like
Yeah.
for example, Simo, I was like,
Stop.
Simo, you're a bit.
Simo,
You're
the TikToks
But
of
he's-
Simo.
But you know what? He's beautiful.
He is beautiful.
He's a beautiful
You know my
man.
favorite moment was when Shafiq handed him the book that Nour gave him.
Yeah.
And he smelled it and he was
Cheap
like,
perfume.
Cheap perfume? Savage! I'm like, who are you?
I want a spin-off.
I was screaming. When he said, this is not a nice perfume, by the
I
way.
want a
This is
spin-off.
silly. He said, this is a silly. What did he say? This is
cheap.
silly?
He said it's
perfume,
cheap.
or something like that. Sir, why do I know he smells good?
No, Simo, not only does Simo smell good, he has the softest skin ever. I know his skin is softer than yours and mine, babe. I want a spin-off of him and Hajar.
But you noticed how
I want to spin off.
notice how smell and like sharing perfume was so big on Love Is Blind.
because it's our culture.
Habibi. And notice how they're all like giving things where they spray their cologne, their perfume, whatever. And it's these are moments where I'm like, I love how you insert the culture.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
yes, it's for the culture.
You know, okay, I have to say it, but like obviously we would never do Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
Like we just wouldn't. But the thing always gives me anxiety about Love Is Blind in general is like how they don't know each other and all of a sudden they have to go share a hotel room. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like that
Yeah.
would gross me out so much. Like it's too much, too soon. Like
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
But I
love
was
that in the
interested
Habibi
to see,
edition.
yeah.
It's everyone in their hotel, like it's the traditional way, you know, like you're in your space, I'm in my space. I actually think that's healthier for them to get to know each
Yeah.
other rather than being thrown in a room.
I feel like when they're thrown in a room, you now want to connect in a different way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then that's going to be lingering.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like now, when you're separated, it very much to me felt like when there's an engagement and like you guys are like getting to know each other, like halal dating.
Yeah.
We call
Yeah.
halal dating. It was very much halal dating.
Yeah, I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it because like you can also see like for example Nour was taking a lot of time to get ready, right? Or
Yeah.
she was in her room a lot. That's her personality. You can actually see that, you know, if you do marry this girl, she probably is going to be in her little boudoir getting ready for 15 hours.
The main thing that I noticed was that the men were so child. Like I didn't want to hate on the men so much, but I'm sorry. There was a main theme going on. The men were so childish. The men were like, it's either my way or the highway. They had moments where I was like, okay, good job.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. So I know that Simo's gonna get the most hate possible, and
Yeah.
I have so much to say about him. But I will say something. I really want to say like respect to him for standing up for the waitress. That moment.
Did you think she was rude?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think she was that rude.
She was a bit too dismissive. And like he's right, like it's not her fault. We don't. The reality is that like wait staff sometimes get really disrespected. I love that he made a point to say you don't talk to people like that.
Yes.
حسيت إنه حلو احترم ترى that
Yeah,
moment.
but
everything else in it was crazy.
I'm sorry, no, but they're both toxic. Hajar is also toxic. Can we please talk about Hajar stealing a flower from the bouquet that Simo gifted to Yasmin? He was obviously so into Yasmin. They were really into each other. She stole a flower from that bouquet and gave it to Simo.
I know.
And then told him, and he knew,
Yeah.
and it was from his bouquet.
Yeah.
And she was like, from Yasmin's secret admirer or
Yeah.
lover.
Yeah.
And he told her it was me.
Yeah.
She knew it was
Yeah.
him. She just wanted to find out. It's like,
Yeah.
like, come on. That's
She's so conniving.
That's so
I'm telling you, I want a spin off of the both of them.
Yeah.
It'd be so good.
Yeah. She's, I don't know. I
She's
have
good
mixed
TV.
feelings.
Listen,
yeah, she's very
she's
good TV.
Good TV. She's scary though.
My favorite quote from Hajar: I am mind-blowing and he's arrogant. So I think we're a power couple. I had to write that down. When I saw that, when she said that, I was screaming.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you make for really good television. You know what you're doing. You know what you're here for.
Did you see the things he would say to her? Like,
Yeah.
shut up, you're stupid. Like, you don't. He would say things to her. So I would have to look at the subtitles in English and be like, there is no way he's being so dismissive and
Yeah.
rude to you, and you're like letting him. She was letting him. I don't like. I'm like, at what point do you have a backbone? And then when he left, she was so shocked. I was so shocked that she was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, did you really think this was gonna go somewhere?
No, but the thing is, he was a little bitch about it. Like, respect her shwaya and keep going, because she stayed. And even though things were not going great for them.
Babe, stay to do what? Insult each other more? Honestly, I wish he would have
Yeah.
stayed because it would have been so entertaining.
But that's the thing. It's because Simo was so butthurt about that Yasmin, because he obviously needs a lot of attention. Simo,
He's baby girl.
He's so
baby girl.
Have you seen the TikToks of him where they put a little bow on his head while he's talking? He's like, I don't feel important to you. I don't feel like you're giving me attention. I think him and Yasmin, if he like took his ego down like maybe 10 notches, I think him and Yasmin would have been cute together, because Yasmin was so sweet.
Well, I think Yasmin would have balanced out the ego and all of that, but he let his ego get in the way.
He let his ego get in the way. And then Hajar was a rebound.
Yeah.
And then they were both toxic for each other. But
to be a fly on that wall, oh God. Are we going to talk about everyone's favorite couple? Shafiq?
and Dunya.
Hey, Dunya, the other guy.
They were the only couple that counts.
Do you remember when they listen? I
The
want to say
bromance.
something. Love is Blind camera guy called us. You are so shady. You are so shady. They would have shots of him. I remember at some point there's a shot of them, like one is lying down and the other sitting on top of him, and he's looking at him lovingly. I was like, what is happening? What am I watching?
I actually have a note where I'm like, the truest love story is Ammar and Shafiq.
Tell me the editing team wasn't just like, what's happening over here? Because I was like, what is happening over here, guys? What is this?
So wait,
Mind you, none of these guys did that to the girls they were dating. That's all I'm gonna say.
They're more loyal to the bros, to each other than the girls.
They were so close. They were best. They were
know.
like, they were us. They were like this.
So I need your thoughts on that moment where Shafiq walked into the pod with Karma, and then Shafiq knew that Ammar was into her.
Yeah.
And he immediately walked out.
Yeah.
And Karma was upset. How do you feel about that?
You've known the guy for 48 hours. Why are you pledging allegiance to him? Are you good? This is Love is Blind, Tara. This is not besties gone wild.
It's also because Ammar was like, he was like putting his claim on her. He was like, I really like her. I really like her.
Ammar is so weird to me. By the way.
Ammar is like the definition of toxic masculinity.
Ammar was doing too much.
Definition. He's hot. Honestly, like to me, I think he's
hot.
He's
no.
hot. Yeah.
Objectively speaking, the guy is good looking.
Just don't open your mouth. The moment I was like, ooh, brother, ooh, is when Karma talked about dancing. He's like, no, ma aqbal, or something like that. I won't allow it. I won't allow it. Like, excuse me. And that's the moment where I was like, ooh, Ammar.
No,
I was rooting for you.
Ammar, the edit they gave him, they knew he was the most good looking one in that room.
Yeah. No,
they
but
knew he would appeal to the women.
He kind of showed himself from the pods.
Yeah, but that's the thing is when he started speaking, I was like, oh my God, I can't look at you anymore. Like all I can hear is like controlling, manipulative, possessive. Like it was too much.
But my issue with Ammar is that he demands respect and he doesn't want to earn it. He demands her respect, doesn't want to earn it, and then kept saying it like, oh, you chose dancing over me. And she was like, no, I chose myself.
Yeah.
And that's what he's not understanding is that she's not choosing dancing. She's choosing herself because she knew, honestly, I love how calm she was with him. If we should all take a note out of Karma's book on how to deal with a man, where she was just so calm and collected. Barda. And then she was like, I choose myself. Until you just want to control her. Yeah. You're just trying to control her. I understand as an Arab man, the stigma or like, you know what I mean? Like how taboo it is to have your wife be a dancer or whatever.
As an Arab man, I understand the stigma behind it. But in 2024, there's a difference between a belly dancer from like maybe a 1950s movie or a 1960s movie.
Yeah.
And a woman who enjoys dancing and performing. Like you guys can come to some sort of agreement.
I really didn't like about how he handled it. I think had he told her, maybe we can find a middle ground. Let's have a conversation. I think maybe she would have stayed. But I think it's because he was like, no, that's it. Do not argue with me. I am the man. You have to listen to me and you have to do what I tell you to do.
It's like, he's stuck in the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? That's not a way to act.
And then everybody's backing him up. Yeah.
Dude, Shafiq was backing him up so much. And all the other guys.
Worry about Dunya and her mom, please.
Yeah. Shafiq, worry about your baby. Baby girl.
Baby girl.
Let's talk about baby girl right now.
Let's talk about baby girl.
So one thing I didn't like about Dunya, I'm not going to lie. Like, I understand, like, you know, you're young, you're an influencer, all that. You've never been in a relationship, you want to jump straight into marriage. What do you know about marriage if you've never even, like, had some sort of dating experience? And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Girl, you are not ready. You are not ready. Your mom babies you. You can't even decide anything without your mom. Your mom is literally handing you over as a baby. What is all of this? This was weird. To me, it was weird.
It's really weird. And that's the thing. Like, I like Dunya in the beginning, ketkuta. Like, that's one thing that I wrote down about her. She's so ketkuta. But then when they left the pods and seeing how dependent she is on her mom. And I remember I told you where I was like, come on, like I remembered you because I'm
close to her age.
You're very close to your mom. You're close to her age. Yeah. You're an only daughter.
Yeah, same. Like my dad's passed away. So it's like, yeah, my mom right now is my bestie.
Yeah, but you don't go around not knowing how to make decisions for yourself without your mom. Every time it's like, my mom, I've never done this without my mom. I've never gone without my mom. I've never madrisha. Girl.
Yeah, I know. It's embarrassing.
Come on.
Like you cannot be that codependent on your mom.
Yeah, it's a little too much. And I agreed with him when he was like, it's too much. He was like,
it's too much.
It needs to cut. He's sorry about the umbilical cord.
No. Honestly.
Something needs to cut.
But like, it's a mother-daughter relationship is so sacred, especially when you're an only child, when you're an only daughter, like you become sort of like sisters.
Yeah.
But girl,
that was a bit too much.
Like you're giving all of us a bad look right now because بالعكس, like your mother and you should come to the moment where she's like, all right, I don't want to let you go, but I gotta let you go because what if something happens to your mom? What are you gonna do? Nothing
is more unattractive than a woman who sits there and doesn't know what she wants and being so indecisive. She liked everything. Girl. She wanted yes to this, yes to that, yes to madrishino. The fact that a man was saying he had more taste than her
and opinions,
like. And you're just sitting there confused, not knowing what to do because your mom's not there? Come on, girl. I still like Dunya. I'm not gonna lie. I like her.
Look, I think Dunya needs to grow up.
Yeah.
Like, do I like her, dislike her? It's not that deep to me. Like, it's just, I think we barely see these people to form a real opinion. I think everything is like a bit of an angle. Of course,
yeah.
But for me, Dunya, I was like, I just need you to grow up a little bit more.
It's also the edit, you know.
That's the thing. That's why I'm like, what edit are they cutting off a bunch of good stuff? Or are they making you look even better?
No, but also Shafiq said he was like, she was also always on the phone with her mom. She's not calling her, she's texting her. And you hear it. Like when she went to visit his parents, it's the first time I do this without my mom. When she went to do madrishino, it's the first time. Like, yalla. Something else I want to talk about Dunya. I honestly did not like how she was getting jealous of Nour.
Same.
And how they were villainizing Nour.
Listen, girl, you got the guy. Why is Nour's name on your mouth?
Yeah.
Why'd you need to bring her up? Why'd you need to like talk about her all the time? Like, girl, she does not. Nour, you know what? As much as people love to rib her, she really didn't care about anyone.
Yeah.
She cared about herself.
Honestly, I think Shafiq cared more about Nour than she did about him.
Yeah, babe. Yeah. He kept mentioning her. Nour. They were both so bothered. I'm like, why are you guys so... The girl is sitting there relaxed. She's not bothered about anything.
Yeah.
Like, as much as the internet tries to make her look crazy, guys, it's her right. If she wants those standards, who am I to say, no, you shouldn't have these standards? That's what she wants. She's looking for something in particular. I'm personally not looking for the same thing. But at least, you know what? She's being honest about what she's looking for. She's not sitting here pretending to look for something
that's
else.
the thing. You know what I didn't like is that how everybody's villainizing Nour, but then the way Mido treated her was disgusting. I don't think she deserved to be treated like that by
It was
Mido.
so
and the
embarrassing.
fact Tara, she هي ما عجبها إن he was short.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was trying to get more screen time or that she was actually trying to give it a shot. She was trying to give it a shot. Mido got insecure. He was so insecure and he started acting like a little bitch.
Look, you could tell she wasn't attracted to him, but I will say something about girls. We're not like men. Like, yes, we can appreciate a good-looking man, but we don't fall in love with good-looking. Like, I joke about all the time, like, oh, I want this, I want that. But in reality, I actually don't really have a physical type.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I love Zayn, but I don't. That's not all.
Yeah, but
you can fall in love with a guy who's shorter than you if he treats you like a princess, if he makes you feel good, if he makes you feel heard, if you bond. Girls, we get so attached to someone, we will cry over an ogre. Are you kidding me? Please, let's be honest. I've seen you all cry over ogres.
Actually,
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't like the way
He
got.
retreated. He became smaller.
And when she was like, basically, when she was like, I was waiting for you for breakfast, or do you want to have breakfast? And he was like, no, threw a tantrum, a bitch fit, a little bitch fit.
He wouldn't even pull the chair for her. غازل شوي.
Babe, he got insecure. He knew she was out of his league. He knew she was out of his league. He saw how the other guys were like, their jaws were to the floor when they saw her. Anna, personally, I don't think she's cute.
She's hot.
She's hot.
She's not my
Drop
kind of
dead
hot.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that. She's not my kind of
But
hot.
out of the girls
She has the
in
appeal.
that group, you could definitely see how she has something.
And I think
they're
her
all,
energy-
they all are beautiful. Like I will
Yeah.
say, Love is Blind Habibi has the most beautiful cast. Like the women were all gorgeous.
And
all of them.
Yeah. But
The men were all pretty much city girls. When they were standing in that lineup,
that I literally
all
was
my
telling-
city girls line up.
a lot of cake. It was a lot of cake going around. That's literally what I was telling my sister. I was like, when they line up,
The camera people are so shady. I'm like, you guys, you've got to be kidding me. Are we all looking over? And then meanwhile, the girls, angels on this earth.
actually. No, but going back to Nour, I really do believe that her energy in person might be more magnetic than the other girls because she's confident.
Yeah.
But on camera, like, I get it. Tara, I think she was saying these things to trigger.
Yeah.
And I think you have
I
to...
think she has fun with it. I think
She
she's
has fun
trolling.
with it.
Also, she knows it's TV.
Yeah. هي بعد هم تستعرف. Like, she's just standing there like...
She
like-
knows, listen, she knows she's on television. And lest we not forget this is Love is Blind. And this girl, without her, it would not be entertaining.
Yeah, she made for great TV.
Was phenomenal. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah. You guys, come on, Yani. We need entertainment. We need a villain.
What, you want a bunch of girls that are perfect. Listen, I love Safan Muhammad.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about. They're perfect.
No, I it's just the part that I didn't like is when she was talking about her job and how it's demanding.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have a baby within a year.
I know. I was like,
And it was
Muhammad,
like-
pay attention.
Yeah, Mohammed, hello.
Muhammad معنا على الخط حبيبي.
We're rooting for you. Please don't fuck this up, Mohammed.
Mohammed,
no,
please.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
They are my favorite
Love is
Love
Blind
is Blind couple.
Since Lauren and Cameron?
Yeah, I was just Lauren and Cameron.
They are Lauren and
Love is
Cameron.
Blind.
They are Lauren and Cameron of Arabia.
Yeah. I hope they stay together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to wait for the reunion.
So obviously we could talk about Love is Blind Habibi for hours on end and give you all of our opinions, but we actually asked for your opinions this week on our Let's Get Spicy. Don't forget, Let's Get Spicy is every Friday. We ask you the spiciest questions and we want your responses. So let's see what you guys had to say.
So the first question was, which couple has you rooting for them? Of course, you guys all, well, not all, 55% of you guys answered Safa and Muhammad. And then we had 27% say none, they're all a mess.
Real.
I mean, we all kind of like, if you are into Love is Blind, you are rooting for Safa and
Yeah.
Muhammad.
That was the only couple that, from the moment they both walked in the pods, I told Sal, I was like, they're gonna end together.
I'm not going to lie, unpopular opinion, I kind of like Dunya and Shafiq. I just wish Dunya would grow up. I kind of like them together.
I like them together, but she's too young for him right now.
She's too young for him.
She needs more experience.
If she grows up شوية, a little, like if she شوية, أنا بس كسرت خاطري when she was crying about her dad.
I know.
But I kind of like them together. I just wish that she kind of like accelerates her growth.
She needs, I think, to cut the cord. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously we all were wondering if Asma and Khatab was a real match or if she was going after his money. Because she said she wanted fit. He said he was fat.
No, he didn't say he was fat. In Asma's defense, he said, I was fit, but I've let myself go and I'm not where I want to be right now. Anna, if a guy tells me this, I would not imagine Khatab's body.
No, I wouldn't either.
So let's not
to fat shame Khatab. Like it's all jokes.
They both had some sort of deceit, or they were both liars and thieves.
They were, but Homeboy was like, I actually own my own bit. Homeboy started talking money, and I was like, oh yeah, really?
Why didn't you say this before?
That's so interesting.
She was ready to break up with him then and there. She was breaking up Mido.
Yeah, she should have chosen Mido.
I think her and Mido would have been a great
such
couple.
a match. All right, so 69% of you said definitely. I think that's that.
18% couldn't decide.
13% said nah, it's deeper than that.
I do believe that when he said, oh, I'm not where I want to be right now, but I used to be fit and I want to get back to it. I think in her head, she was like, okay, that matched with the energy, matched with the financial situation. Of course, I'm sorry. Why are we villainizing women wanting more financial stability?
No, it's very realistic. Like if you're going to marry someone, you're thinking of starting a family, you won't really want to start a family with someone that's like, oh, I have no ambition, I have no job and I don't do anything and I haven't earned anything and I have no savings.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you think she loved him?
I think when she saw him, he really physically wasn't her type. But when she got to know him,
yeah,
I definitely think when we saw them on holiday, I'm like, no, she likes him.
She likes him.
She likes him.
I really think she likes him.
And he treats her well.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
And I think he grew on her.
Yeah.
All right,
Which is why I said us girlies will fall in love with an ogre. So it's not about the looks.
Actually. All right, you guys. The long-awaited question. We asked you guys your thoughts on Nour, and 54% of you guys said you couldn't stand her.
I can't agree with that. I really cannot. Yeah. I'm not obsessed with her. I'm definitely still figuring her out. But I think, you know what? Phenomenal TV.
I'm obsessed with her, even though she pisses me off sometimes. The way she speaks, but I'm obsessed with her. I love it. I don't know why.
It's the energy.
It's her
unbeatable.
Energy.
It's unbeatable.
Her energy.
So obviously we asked you guys for your thoughts and predictions and you guys absolutely delivered. One of my favorite things is someone literally said, waiting for the drama between Simo and Hajar. Me too. Please, I want them to rape each other to pieces. I want them to go on TikTok live. I want them to talk so much shit. I want them to keep talking on the phone every day. I want them to get married. I actually think for me, they are my OTP, like my one.
Yeah.
I shut them.
Yeah. Someone said they think Safa and Mohammed are still together. Dunya and Shafiq are dating. And Nour and Karim went on a date. I know Karim asked Nour on a date.
Oh my God, yeah. And I know he treated her like a queen.
A lot of people think Safa and Mo split up.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they're together forever.
Someone said that no one actually ended up together.
Someone said, I feel they need to add a TK to the mix, but a TK stuck in the 2000s pull Ralph Lauren. I actually agree. I would have loved to see a random Kuwaiti man in different polos every single day and like the little Abercrombie sweatpants. And he's like, هلا ايش شنو ما ادري اي والله هلا I don't know why I'm making him talk like that. هلا بالزين هلا بالجمال شلونك حبيبتي شخبارك.
Who's talking like this?
I don't know. I'm in costume. I'm in Halloween costume, so I have to really get into it.
Someone's prediction for the reunion, which we have no idea when we're getting. Guys, please give us a date.
Netflix, I know you're a friend of the pod. Netflix, I know you're watching this right now. Give us a reunion.
We need the reunion, you
Brother,
guys.
please.
So someone's prediction for the reunion is that Mido is going to mention another girlfriend. Nour will stir the pot for shits and giggles. Love her. Simo won't show up. Please, Simo. Please, you need to show up.
Please, Simo. We'll pay for the ticket. We'll pay first class. Air Morocco.
Baby girl.
Let's go. Come on, baby girl. No. Mido's going to come to the reunion saying, actually, I found the woman of my dreams and she's perfect. He'll have gone on 2 dates or whatever, babe. They'll go, just anything.
Just to piss Nour off.
They'll be like, yeah,
she doesn't care.
She doesn't. She's not bothered.
She was so unbothered. Remember that reunion when they all were like chilling and they were all attacking her and Mido kept... Yeah. They all ganged up on her. Not all. I think some of the girls really liked Nour. But Mido kept saying nasty things about Nour and Dunya was agreeing. I didn't like that moment. You're not a girl's girl. You just look insecure. All right. And then we had someone say Nour and Shafiq were dating and she knew he was going to be on the show. It explains the quote she shared that subhanallah matched his Insta bio. Oh.
That was a bit suspicious.
That was very suspicious. I don't know. Do you think that she knew who he was and that's why she like gave him that book with the quote?
Obviously, babe, they talked.
But why did he not realize, or is he a better actor than her?
We don't know. I think, you know what I think? Not to be conspiratorial, but I think they both realized, and because they talk, they have the confessionals and I think the Netflix producers probably told them to shut up.
Yeah.
Because it would make for a lot more interesting TV. If she was like, oh, I think I know the guy. No, I'm going to write his bio. And they probably go, yeah, write his bio. No. And then when he got it, he's like, oh, I don't know if I know her. They're like, oh, we don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're pulling the strings a little bit. Because when you watch, when you watch a lot of reality TV and you watch afterwards what they say, the producers have such a big say. Because they're talking to you the whole time.
Of course, yeah. The producers stir shit up too. It was kind of that season in Love is Blind US. I think it was last year's season. Uche and Lydia. When Lydia knew who he was and she was like, Uche, you have a dog, you have this, and they dated. And he was into this other chick.
She came
I hated her.
in between
I hated
them.
her so much for that. And the other girl was like, no, please don't tell me. She's like, you're ruining this experience. And she wouldn't shut up. And she was like, he's great. You're going to love him. And to me, it was like, Chinna, you're telling her like, Tara, I was there and I know everything about him. And I don't know. It was like, she was kind of like pissing all over her territory. It was disgusting.
Babe, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. So I think maybe they're trying to avoid that kind of like Uche and Lydia situation.
But Nour is not a Lydia.
She's not. No.
Nour does not care.
She does not care about any of the other girls. And that's what I love about her is that she's so confident in herself. I know she had some insecure moments because I feel the part where she was like, I don't do coffee dates. I don't do this. I don't do that. Yes, I agree with everything that you're saying. Yes, girls should not settle for anything. Well, I mean, realistically.
Honestly,
but
like, can we, like, I wouldn't even villainize a coffee date because sometimes I want an out. Like, if I know you're fun, if I know you can carry a conversation, sure.
No, babe.
I don't know
for
if I
the
want to
first date, coffee date.
If I'm
What
not
is this, a
sure,
meet and greet?
honestly, if I'm not sure about someone, I'll tell them, oh, do you want to grab coffee?
No, it's a cheap date.
Madi, babe. And I'm not always trying to have dinner with people.
I don't know. It's not just about having dinner. It's like, I just
If I want to leave, oh my God, the thought of being stuck there, waiting for someone to finish eating as I'm like, I want to leave. Because I know within...
No, you call your friend or you text your friends and be like, call me and pretend it's an emergency and be like, I really have to go.
Oh my God, I don't want to be in that
oldest trick in the
situation.
book, Mia.
I'll just take my matcha and be like, God, that was fun. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, follow the pod.
Call me never.
Follow the pod. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right. I think that's all of the well, we have more commentary on Love is Blind Habibi, but we're going to keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Moving on to our Let's Get Spooky. We asked you guys a bunch of Halloween themed questions. And we're about to read y'all's responses.
So we asked you, have you ever had a paranormal moment that still makes you question your entire existence? Zainab, have you?
Maybe. I don't know. Not really. I'm over it. Like I've had paranormal incidents, but not make me question my entire existence. Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
I've had
yeah, you've told me.
I've had some freaky
Oh my
things
God,
happen.
the bed shaking?
Shaking, going, moving. What do you mean?
You want to tell a story?
Okay, guys. So once upon a time in London, I woke up and instead of my bed being in the center of the room, which is where it's at, my bed was against the window. I was facing the window. I opened my eyes and I was like, why is my bed on the other side of the room? So I got up, looked at the room from outside the room, started screaming like a maniac. My parents came and they were convinced the Jinni moved it. What else?
It wasn't an earthquake?
What do you mean an earthquake in London? Nothing moved. My bed had moved. It went from the center. It moved 5 meters, babe.
Maybe you were sleepwalking and you moved.
And you know I've had other weird things happen. We're not going to get into it today, but I've definitely had my fair share.
My mom always tells this story and it kind of freaks me out. I don't remember it. She said, we used to live in this house, which my mom thought was haunted. My mom's convinced, both my parents. There were some very weird...
The Amityville horror.
It was not as intense, but like she was telling me all these stories, and yeah, I think there's some spirits in that house. And she told me when I was 8 years old, I would tell her, Mama, when I'm asleep, I feel like someone's pulling the covers off of me.
That is so freaky. Oh
And
my God.
my sister used to have the worst nightmares there. And she was like, one time she was asleep, she woke up, she saw the shadow of a man standing in her door frame, and she thought it was my dad, and she kept calling him, and then he turned to look at her and then walked away, and it wasn't my dad. Yeah. Anyways, so you guys said...
So interestingly enough, we had 35% say, nah, I don't fall for that ghost nonsense. But 32% said absolutely, and it gives me the creeps, and then maybe. So I feel like the majority...
it's kind of
majority.
split. Yeah.
It's
Wait.
64% in total that say yes or they're not sure.
Yeah. I want to know the 35%. How are you living?
Nothing weird has happened to you.
Nothing weird's happened
when
to
you're
you.
alone, the keys don't change places magically. Please stop. My keys have legs.
All right. And then we asked you guys, do you think some people have a direct hotline to the spirit world? And 46% of you said maybe, but I'm still not sold. While only 28% said, yes, I know someone who's basically a witch.
Don't we all?
We all.
Don't we all?
I mean, the numbers say otherwise, but y'all are lying.
What's the and then lastly, we said, what's the creepiest thing you've ever experienced when you were alone? 51% said hearing a strange voice. 29% heard footsteps when no one was there. 9% said feeling a cold breeze indoors. And 11% said lights flickering unexpectedly. Strange voices is crazy.
Which one have you experienced? Have you experienced any of them?
I've experienced footsteps, lights flickering, strange voice, and I feel like I always get a cold breeze. Isn't that just like
yeah,
the
cold
window,
breeze? I
whatever?
think I've definitely I've gotten cold
Yeah,
breeze,
you
but
get
I
the
always
shiver.
chalk it up to the AC.
Yeah.
Footsteps
is crazy.
I've had story time.
Yeah.
So once upon a time, we had a condo in Baltimore, and I was there all by myself. And it was around the same time that the riots were happening in Baltimore. I don't know if you know. I remember I was kind of scared, like that night, falling asleep alone. Like I'm in I'm in a remote location away from everyone. And I remember that night I fell asleep and I had Ayatul Kursi playing, or not Ayatul Kursi, sorry, Surah Al-Baqarah. I was playing Surah Al-Baqarah. I just remember waking up, but I couldn't move, like yathum. What do they call it in English? Sleep paralysis.
No.
I had sleep paralysis and I could hear footsteps in the apartment. It literally felt like the footsteps were in the apartment and I could not wake up. I had sleep paralysis and I was hearing footsteps. And all I was just thinking is that I hope this Surah Al-Baqarah is going to protect me from whatever is walking around me in the room.
Did you close your eyes and pretend you were asleep?
Yeah.
Queen. That's the only way they leave.
But I don't know. Apparently it was nothing. I woke up and I was fine.
All right, and we also, of course, had to ask, what is your biggest irrational fear? Zainab, what's your biggest irrational fear?
Men.
Real. All right. Someone said hearing my name when no one's home. Real.
Oh,
Real.
yeah. A hand gripping my feet from under the bed. I honestly...
Yes, all of us, right?
I don't
I have
know
to be
why.
covered. We have
No,
to.
no, no.
If
Like,
I'm not covered, the hand's gonna get me.
No, or when you're like getting in bed and you're like, oh, I need to get in bed real quick before the hand grabs me from under the bed. I still have it. Like, I know it's irrational. I know it's not real, but I don't know. It's just something that sticks with you from childhood.
Someone said emotions. Honestly, relatable.
Was that you, Mia?
No, but it was another friend.
Someone said, my people used to believe that twins usually transform to animals at midnight. It's silly, but creepy.
Mold. Someone said mold. I'm always freaking out that it's in my walls and making me super sick. Do you know that after Brittany Murphy passed away from the mold in her house? By the way, I think Brittany Murphy is connected to P. Diddy, guys. We haven't even gone to P. Diddy yet.
What?
Wait.
Oh my God. P. Diddy, we need a whole episode for that. I don't know if we want to get into it though.
I don't either. Thank you, Beyonce.
Oh yeah, let's not forget to thank Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce, so much for everything. But after Brittany Murphy died from mold, it's freaked me out so much. Like I always feel like there's mold everywhere now.
I don't think she died from mold. I
No,
think her husband and her mom had something to do with it. My favorite answer out of all of these is myself. Your biggest irrational fear is yourself? Girl, what is going on?
So same.
We had getting possessed by an evil spirit, people in huge ass panda costumes, ghosts, clowns, zombies.
We also had someone actually give us a story time.
Yeah.
A girly pop said, I was maybe 7 or 8 and my brother warned me not to look at the TV as he had NBC2 on. I didn't listen and there was a scene of a girl in the tub and a knife or a weapon in hand appeared in the middle of the bubbles center of the tub and kills her. I was traumatized. I couldn't do fully bubbly baths till like 15. I actually found out a month ago. It's from Nightmare on Elm Street while talking to a friend. Surprisingly, I love horror movies. Just never got around to this one, although it's a classic. Also a needle phobia to the point I bit a doctor as a kid. But conquered it now. So she bit a doctor as a kid, and that should be awarded. Why didn't I do that? Why
You've never done that? You're telling me you've never done that.
First of all, I'm as shocked as you are. Why did I never think to bite the doctor when he was about to like hit me with a needle? Also, she's like, I love. She's like, I conquered it now after biting how many doctors. It's like,
all right, you guys. I think that's all the answers we've got, or that's all the time we've got for Let's Get Spooky.
Also, this all the time we have for our show, babe.
That's all the time. I think this was a
given you
packed
everything
episode.
we had, and these are
We've given you everything, and you should probably take it with a grain of salt because we're in this
Anyways, if you like this episode, Zainab,
like, comment, subscribe, leave a 5-star review.
Anything less than 5 stars, and we will find you and we will get you from your feet,
Grab you from your feet
in bed,
and haunt you. And just shame you for the rest of your life.
Things you don't like.
All right, you guys, we will see you next Wednesday. Boo!